This is a white raven. Have you ever stopped and looked around you and noticed the world that surrounds you? This is a story of Samuel, whose life was saved by a bench. Every morning at exactly 7:30 a.m., an old man sat on the same bench in the park. Same bench, same time, same quiet posture. Most people didn't notice him. The park was always busy. Joggers ran past with headphones. Parents rushed with children on their way to school. Office workers crossed the park quickly, coffee in hand. Everyone had somewhere to be. Everyone except the old man. His name was Samuel. Samuel had been sitting on that bench for almost 8 years. Not every single day, but most days. And every day he brought the same thing with him, a small notebook. Sometimes he wrote in it. Sometimes he simply watched people pass by. One morning, a young man named Eric finally noticed him. Eric was a regular runner in the park. Every morning, he ran the same path, and every morning, he saw the same man on the same bench. One day, curiosity won. Eric slowed down and stopped. "Good morning," he said politely. Samuel looked up and smiled. "Good morning." Eric hesitated for a moment, then asked something he had been wondering for weeks. "Why do you sit here every day?" Samuel closed his notebook. He looked around the park quietly before answering. "Because this bench saved my life." Eric laughed slightly, thinking it was a joke. But Samuel wasn't joking. Years earlier, Samuel had been a very different man, a businessman, busy, successful, constantly stressed. He worked long hours, chased deals, built companies. People admired his achievements, but they never saw the cost. He missed birthdays, missed dinners, missed entire conversations with the people he loved, because his mind was always somewhere else, always planning the next move, always chasing the next success. Then, one day, everything collapsed. His company failed during an economic crisis. Investments disappeared. Years of work vanished in months. Samuel lost almost everything. The money hurt, but the silence afterward hurt more. Because once the noise of success disappeared, he realized something terrifying. He didn't know who he was without it. One afternoon, overwhelmed and exhausted, he walked into the park. He sat on the nearest bench, this bench. He planned to stay for just a few minutes, but those minutes turned into hours, and something unusual happened. For the first time in decades, Samuel slowed down. He watched children laughing near the fountain. He watched an elderly couple walking hand in hand. He watched the sunlight move across the grass. Simple moments. Moments he had ignored for most of his life. That day, he realized something powerful. His entire identity had been built on achievements. But achievements disappear. moments remain. So he started coming back, not to escape life, but to remember it. Day after day, the bench reminded him of something he had forgotten. Life isn't only about building something big. Sometimes it's about noticing something small. Samuel looked back at Eric. This bench didn't save my business, he said softly. It saved my perspective. Eric stood silently for a moment. For the first time during his morning run, he noticed the park, the trees, the wind, the quiet, the stillness. He looked at Samuel and nodded. Then he continued running. But something had changed. The next morning, Eric ran again. But this time, he stopped at the bench. Not because he was tired, but because he finally understood something. Sometimes, the most important progress in life is learning when to pause. Not every moment needs to move forward. Some moments just need to be noticed. Thank you for listening. This was The White Raven. Have you ever stopped and smelled the flowers, the coffee, or listened to stillness? Hope you take the time to do it. If you like the story, please feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, and share it with somebody you think might also enjoy it. If you have a story you would like narrated by us, please send it to thewhiteravenstories at gmail.com. This was a White Raven. Till next time.